You are listening to the Critical Mass Radio Show, Orange County's business talk show, focused on exploring topics of interest to CEOs who are leading middle market companies. With your host, Richard Franzi.
Hello and welcome to Orange County's longest running business talk show. I am your host, Rick Franzi, and I'm very glad you're here because we have an exciting show planned for you. And you say, why, Rick? Because Davey Martinez, who is the CEO of Taqueros Mexican Food or La Familia Restaurants, is our guest. Davey, welcome to the program.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me, Rick. Good to be here.
Let's get right into it. You are the CEO of a multi-store chain restaurants, and I'm wondering, tell us the kind of your origin. How did you get involved with Taqueros?
Yeah, so I have a friend that I know since elementary school. His name's Gustavo. He's actually one of the founders of Taqueros, and we've been friends since elementary school. And he started this company with his dad. Inspired dishes from Oaxaca, Mexico. And, recently, I want to say the last 2.5 years, him and I have been really talking about business. And, my background's in manufacturing engineering, but, it made more sense. Business made more sense to me for some reason. And he and I talked a little bit about what I wanted to do, which is business consulting for small businesses like his. And it really made more sense for me to partner with him because of just how much I believe in the product, the brand, the food. I cater a lot of my, events with my family through Taco Bar Catering, which is, our sister company for Taqueros. And, the food is just delicious. And he's an old friend of mine, and I really saw a lot of potential in the business and with my experience to help it grow. But that's like the short version of how him and I became partners.
So that's interesting. And, I'm wondering, you've been in the restaurant industry for a while now, and it's a manufacturing process, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, it doesn't sound good when you say it that way, but you got raw materials and, you got to make it into a finished product that people consume rather than use. So I'm sure a lot of what you've learned in Lean and Six Sigma can be applied to a family restaurant chain, can't it?
Yes, it can, especially in the operations, trying to make everything efficient. And it's, I've only been with the business for about 11 months, but it really made a lot of those implementations as far as efficiency, being lean, especially with our new assistant general manager, who's really strong in a lot of those aspects of Lean Six Sigma. And she's really looking at the business a different way to try to maximize efficiency and really invest into our workforce and training them and giving them more courage to be able to make decisions on their own. So really excited for that.
Yeah, because on one hand, it's a manufacturing process. You have to buy the raw materials. You have to have a process to turn it into a finished product, and you have to deliver that. And then the other part is a highly customer service oriented business, isn't it?
Yes. Our customers, with our customers, obviously we wouldn't be, and we really value a lot of the feedback that we do receive from our customers through our website, and we take it very serious, And I know, Rick, you were able to stop by a restaurant, but a lot of what we've changed was through feedback from our customers, them really illustrating to us what it is that they're seeking, especially in the area that we're located, specifically in San Juan Capistrano or Southern Orange County, to really create these dishes that are more authentic and that are more homemade for them.
So as Davey said, I did happen to visit the restaurant here in San Juan. I live in San Juan because that's the kind of commitment, ladies and gentlemen, I have to this radio show. The deep background research that I must do before I have a guest on the program. It was my pleasure actually on Friday to go for lunch and enjoy one of your tacos, which was fantastic. And so let's talk about what it is the vision of your restaurant chain. Now, I know you sort of touched on it with the family concept, but really help us to understand what is maybe a crowded space, right? the restaurant field in general, and then also specifically Mexican food and homemade. But can you share with us what sets your restaurant apart, and what is the vision of the founders and you as the CEO?
What sets us apart is really our food. We put in a lot of work into trying to understand, well, what is it that our customers really want in authentic Mexican food. So, like I shared earlier, it's a lot of the feedback that we get through our website and a lot of our social media platforms. But also, Gustavo and I travel to Tijuana, Mexico, to really get inspiration as to what it is that folks really enjoy in Mexican food. So we take a lot of that and bring it back to the States and put that together and see if there's a way that we can leverage on those experiences and those ingredients and how they put things together over there. This is, if anyone's ever been to Tijuana, Mexico, it's, they call it the Mecca of tacos. So we learn a lot from there. To try to do the same or replicate it here at home. And, the future of this business really is expansion. We really, we just expanded into Santa Ana, and we're looking to push out to north to LA, somewhere in East LA, and hopefully eventually into the East Coast. So we have a couple of partners that we're talking to right now to expand over into Texas. So pretty excited about that too.
So that's two existing well-established locations here in South County, a new location in Santa Ana. That has to bring with it its own set of challenges, Davey, to spring up a new restaurant in a new neighborhood.
It is. This concept is actually different. It's called what's called a cloud kitchen. So it is a restaurant front, but it only serves folks for pickup and delivery. There's no dining in that facility. So it's very, very new to us. So really understanding third-party delivery systems and maximizing our presence there, with ads, promotions, and sales, as well as, ratings is where it's really going to make a difference whether, anybody's successful in that spectrum.
Well, COVID really brought a higher level of technology, in my opinion, from the outside in to the restaurant industry. Other guests that I've had on the show who are in the restaurant space spoke to the fact that, especially when dining in was not permitted and people were, doing deliveries and using third-party vendors and partners like that it's a technology platform that you're integrating with. And it's not just one, is it? It's multiple platforms, which raises the level of complexity, which is why you're just the perfect person to be the CEO with your operational background, I would imagine.
Yeah, it is very challenging, very challenging. I've been, I haven't been doing it as long as my partners, but I consider myself very tech savvy, but dealing with somebody that controls your sales is, I don't even know what word to use.
Well, it puts margin pressure on you too.
Right.
Right. Because the more people you have in the delivery chain, the more people who expect to make money, and the less money, you can only charge so much. And then you have that issue where you're sharing revenue with third parties. So I'm wondering, we're sort of touching on it, Davey, but from all of your time in the restaurant industry, have you seen or picked up on any secrets to success that are sort of industry-wide, not just for Taqueros, but other successful restaurant chains that you're observing and maybe emulating?
Yes. Consistency, I would say, really captures what a lot of small businesses, especially restaurants, don't do very often. There's always these great ideas of what a small business can do to be successful, and oftentimes they do implement something to be successful, but for some reason it just falls off within a month or so. That's because of the lack of consistency, and I think it really ties into ensuring that your workforce is trained and that you follow up with them, and that, like I said earlier, that they have the courage to make decisions. So one thing that we do at Taqueros is we invest a lot of time into our employees to make sure that they're empowered to make those decisions and be consistent in what they do, and to have the courage to raise their hand and tell their leaders, hey, I have a situation, I need help. Let's get together and figure this out.
Yeah, that's really important, because if a customer client happens to visit multiple locations, we sort of expect the same food, or at least the same taste in food, regardless of where we're going. And there you have different people and different training levels. And so that's not only the front end customer service people, but also the kitchen staff, the people that are preparing the food, have to follow a certain procedure to guarantee that consistency, don't they?
Yeah, and that's another thing we're getting into is we've built a framework for our catering business, so we're ready to franchise that. So I know that ensuring that we replicate that with our potential franchises, and making sure that our dishes are coming out the way that we normally do it at the restaurants, is going to be challenging, but something that we're looking forward to as well.
And that's under the brand Taco Bar Catering?
Taco Bar Catering, yes.
Uh-huh. And so that's an area of the business that you see the potential for growth?
Yes.
But you're doing it through partners, it sounds like.
Yes. We have a few partners who are interested in expanding for us. Like the one in Texas looks like it's going to be the most viable one right now.
Wow. So you really are undertaking a pretty, I'm going to call it, aggressive growth strategy. Let me just say, it sounds like to me you're taking a pretty aggressive approach to growth.
Yes.
And why do you see that? Why do you see now is the right time to do that, Davey?
We've been operating for 10 years, the restaurants, the brick and mortars, and 7 years for the Taco Bar Catering. So the catering, I think a lot of the investment that that we have put into that has really given us more insight that not a lot of people do what we do in Taco Bar Catering. And we were ready to package that up and sell it to somebody, because we offer something very unique. And if anybody ever wants to really understand what that is, they can look us up on Google and Yelp and really see the difference of what we do. You can build your own taco bar. We have that option. You don't have to use the basics of what normally catering services do. You can literally build your own. I think that's another thing that really distinguishes.
So maybe I'm confusing what you're saying in my mind. So you help me to clarify this if I missed the mark, Davey. On many occasions for different celebrations, we have brought in a taco service and found that to be a winner with our community of people who we invite. Is that what Taco Bar Catering is doing?
Yes. And we do a lot to ensure that we theme. We set a good theme. Like if you're having a Halloween party, we have props and everything to decorate our taco bar. If you have a christening, depending on what the theme is or something like that. Not a lot of I don't know anybody that does that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's part of your unique differentiation is your theming. One of the other things that we usually rented was also, if you're going to have at least for my community, if I was going to have a taco bar, I had to have a margarita machine.
You had to have a what?
A margarita machine.
We're actually in the works of doing that.
There you go. Very good. Davey? Ladies and gentlemen, it seems like Davey has dropped off for a second. I'm sure he's going to be right back. So I would ask you to stay with us for a second. There he comes. He's back. All right. I don't know if it's something I said, Davey, that caused you to drop off or not.
Margaritas.
You got other focus. Hey, margaritas.
I had to grab one right now.
There you go. Why not? So I'm wondering, as a CEO and as an entrepreneur and a business person, have you Did you ever receive any advice, or have you crafted any advice that you find really valuable that you could share with my audience today, Davey?
Yeah, I would say, in my time in the military, I served for 16 years, and um, I had a lot of really bad leaders. And I would say that you can learn a lot from bad leadership. And this has helped me really be the person I am today, to not do what they did, especially when it comes to your people. Because we consider our employees the backbone of our business, and there are our greatest asset. I know oftentimes a lot of people say that, and especially in their mission statement, but
Right.
we really, really, really are tied into that with our employees. We hold meetings, we follow up, and we make sure that everybody's okay. I want to say we're very tight knit. That our general manager got in a car accident maybe 2 months ago, and the first person she called was Caesar, who was one of the founders of the business, because we really truly live by caring for one another and ensuring that we're there for each other.
That's fantastic. And as we talked earlier, there's a big service element to the restaurant industry. So caring for your employees who are managing the relationship seems to be a really smart thing to do. I have to say, we've done a number of shows over the years, and I've asked this question periodically. I never had the best business advice is to work for bad leaders. That's a new one, Davey. I didn't know I could even hear new ones, but I heard a new one today here on Critical Mass Business Talk Show. Let's talk about tomorrow and the future. You kind of touched on it with Texas and the franchising, but what is your vision, along with the founders, for your restaurant chain?
We want to be the McDonald's of Mexican food. That's our goal.
What do you mean by that?
So we have like Chipotle, who offers Mexican food. They're a big chain and everything, but we want to be just like McDonald's, offering Mexican food, but never ever sacrificing on quality and the authenticity of our ingredients. That's really where we want to be. I think we have a lot of potential with a lot of the food that everybody really tries. We have tremendous, wonderful feedback from a lot of our customers, and I know we have a product that's really going to make a difference in the Mexican food industry.
Well, that's an inspiring vision, and there's a lot of great brands like this that started in Southern California. McDonald's certainly being one of them. So there's no reason you can't follow that path, and I wish you great success with that. If someone would like to learn more about you as the CEO or the restaurant, where would you advise they go?
You can visit our website, mexicanfood.family, to learn more about the restaurant. And I'm also on LinkedIn under Davey Martinez for Taqueros Mexican Food.
And if you happen to reside if you're in Southern California or Orange County, and you're in one of those three cities that we've mentioned so far, and you're hungry for lunch or dinner, then I would say you Google it and go to one of Davey's restaurants and get some food. You will be happy. You can have my word that you will find it to be delicious. And so I want to thank you for giving of your time today to share your story and to talk about Taqueros restaurant, and wish you nothing but continued growth and success, Davey.
We have margaritas too.
You do?
Yes, at the restaurants.
Oh, I missed that when I was there. Of course, I was there for lunch, but it was Cinco de Mayo. Anyway, yeah. Now I know. Next time, my wife and I will have to go and have dinner. And
all right,
great. You're
7 different flavors.
Whoa, the plethora of choices. All right, my friend. Thank you for your time today. I do really appreciate it.
Thank you, Rick. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I'd like to thank the audience. You are a part of Orange County's longest running business talk show. We've done over 1,400 episodes in our catalog of Orange County entrepreneurs. And if you are an Orange County entrepreneur and you feel like you have a story to tell, just like Davey did here today on the program, then reach out to me. I'm Rick, RIC, Franzi, Franzi. You can find me on LinkedIn that way, or you can visit my website, which happens to be the same thing, rickfranzi.com. And until the next time we have a chance to be together, I hope all of your business decisions will move your company in a positive direction.